Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. It's Trina, and today we're going to do some drugstore makeup. And honestly, I love this. So we're going to start out with eyes because your eyes have to be hydrated. That way your concealer is beautiful for the whole day. So we're going to use Hydro Boost Under Our Eyes by NEUTROGENA. Next, we're going to use a primer by ELF. It is in the pink packet. Next, always I have to use a color corrector. This is by Clinique, and it is in the color peach. And then you let that sit just to kind of melt into the skin. Next, I'm going to be using NYX the contour stick. I believe mine is medium tan, and I'm just taking my brush by Makeup by Mario. I believe in F4 and just giving my face some dimension on my temples to my cheeks and forehead. Of course, with one size, since our color corrector has been sitting there, I'm just going to blend that in with my mini beauty blender and really just get into the corners, tap, tap, tap. Never really swipe under your eyes. That's how you take up too much product. Okay, now once that is done, we are going to use a Maybelline, a Super Stay Concealer. I just wanted to see if this was as good as all the other concealers I use, like Too Faced and Pat McGrath, and I was really shocked. So when you first put it on, it does feel kind of light, so you do have to pack it on since it is such a super lightweight concealer. So you see me adding some more, but yeah, I'm just going right under my eyes and of course down my nose. You're going to grab one size of the setting spray, tap with your beauty blender, and I'm just going to blend that in. Now, I've learned from a lot of makeup artists that you can also use a brush, so I kind of go back and forth between a beauty blender and a brush. I feel like sometimes a beauty blender sits really well. It depends on the product, so definitely experiment, see what you like best for your face. So for a $13 concealer, I feel like this blended really well and it covered really well because I always need to cover my dark circles. If you're like me, you're trying to hide everything. Also, I'm just going to go on the side of my face and just keep on blending till I feel like it looks right. Next, we're going to move on to the nose. So with the same NYX beauty stick contour, I'm going to be using my Patrick Ta brush and just tapping it on my hand first and then placing the product on my nose. I don't do the line where you draw down your nose. I feel like it's too harsh and you'll have to blend even more than you ever wanted to. So definitely put on the back of your hand so it melts, and then when you put on your nose, it kind of goes on more easily and seamlessly. So that's just what I'm doing, and we're going to blend down and try to make it as narrow as possible. Now I want to give my face a little bit more dimension. I'm going to add some bronzer to my forehead as well as to my cheeks and the apples of my cheeks, just to give myself some color. Alright, it is time for some blush. So I'm going to go in with this ELF little paddle brush. It is very cute, so I'll be using my fingers. I'm going to show you how cute this pink is. I like to warm it up. And it's a cute kind of pinky coral. I usually go for a super light pink, but this one seems perfect. So I'm just going to tap onto my face, let it warm up, and kind of just blend out with my finger. And I'm still a beginner, but I'm realizing that like you got to be really careful with blush. Even though it is buildable, if you do too much or maybe in the wrong spot, it could just ruin your face and it just looks like too much and overwhelming. So I'm trying to be very careful how much I put and the placement. So always keep that in mind, you guys. Okay, I know this is shocking, but this right here, Maybelline Fit Me, I am in the shade 230. This is probably one of the best pressed powders I have used, and I'm comparing this to like my Charlotte Tilbury. So I just take my little velour puff and we're going to tap that in. I'm also going to be using KIMCHI. This is a translucent powder, so you're going to want to use a translucent powder because you want to keep the color that you have on, like your concealer. So when you use a powder like a banana powder or a pink one, it's going to change to that tone. So always use a translucent first to keep the tone of your concealer. That way the colors don't mix and all of a sudden you're like, what just happened? So that is the trick. And I use my little velour puff. I swipe on my hand first, kind of tap, and then it kind of just disperses the right amount of powder, and then I'll just go in on my face and do also under my cheeks and yeah, that's my method. But you guys try. Sometimes people like to use a brush, but I think a puff kind of does it. So I'm a baking kind of girl, so I'm gonna let this sit for about 5 to 10 minutes just so I really have that light kind of look. So after my baking is done, I'm gonna go in with my pressed powder that fit me, and I'm just going to brush off all the translucent powder that I had. But I like to use this pressed powder because it kind of just gives it more of a filter look, and I'm just gonna wipe that off. Okay, next we're gonna go in with NYX Buttermelt Blush. This is so cute in my Butta half, and I have the little brush that you can buy separately, but I wanted to use it because supposedly it goes on flawlessly with this, and the bristles are very soft, and I thought they had the cutest colors, so I tried this. I tried to stay very light pink. I'm a pinky girl, and literally I'm just gonna tap, and what you need to know about this is that a lot comes out, so you don't need a ton. But yeah, be very careful. And I'm just gonna tap right along the apples of my cheek and upward towards under my eyes, and doing the same on the other side. So I know this is a little cheating, but this one is the one size setting spray. This isn't exactly a drugstore goodie, but this I just always have to put on. I'm just gonna spray a fan, and then last put on some mascara by COVERGIRL in the shade Black. So I don't have the curliest lashes, so I usually use a primer. I haven't found one from the drugstore, so if anyone has any good recommendations, please let me know. So this is the final look. This is how my drugstore goodies came out, and I want to know what you guys think, what products you guys recommend, if you guys have any tips and hacks, but this is how mine came, and I'm pretty happy with it. And of course I can't believe I first forgot the like gloss, but this is just a random one called Ruby Kisses, and it's in like this corally pink kind of color. Actually it's more corally, but I'm just gonna put that on, and this really does end my look, you guys. And this look was actually only about like $2, so it was a good gloss. Alright, that's the end of my video for my drugstore goodies. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. See you guys later. Bye!